Happy day to you. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all across the globe. We're going to come to you today and give you some kind of bullet points. Some call them nuggets, bullet points for yourself. Because sometimes we're indecisive about what we want to do. So I want to give you a couple things. First of all, of course, it comes out of Galatians 5:1. Stand fast in the liberty wherewith Christ has set you free. Then it says in verse 2, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. So we're going to just give you some things that you can walk with this evening. First of all, I talked about earlier today, I left a little nugget for you, terrified of freedom. Many people are. And then it's not because they choose to be. It's not because sometimes they have an oppressor. It's not because sometimes that they are worried. It's sometimes about making a mistake. Because sometimes we are judged very harshly and oftentimes criticized when you make mistakes because people put an undue expectation on you and you put an undue expectation on yourself. So I want to talk to you now about stop trying to be perfect. This was a little bit of a shock to me because there are people that say you've got to do this and do that. And there's some that say you've got to go over this and you've got to exceed this and you've got to outdo everybody. That's a lot of pressure. Okay? I want you to start, as we're in the month of September and it talks about the fruit of the Spirit. How can you digest anything when your stomach is upset about everything? I'll say it again. How can you digest anything when your stomach is upset about everything? Because people put pressure on you. I heard a song and I was traveling and it really shocked me. And the young lady sang a song, said, I have a right to be wrong. And it blew my mind because I never heard anything like that in my life. And yes, you do have a right to be wrong, but you don't have a right to stay wrong. You have to learn from it. Too many people are wound up trying to meet the expectations of other people, and you're not happy or settled within yourself. You think it's clothes, you think it's the company that you keep, you think it's titles, you think it's name brands, and I'm like, no. The most important thing you have is you. I really want you to digest that. The most important thing you have is you. You have your body, your mind, and spirit. And so many people have created this narrative that you've got to go do this and you've got to go do that and you've got to have this, and if you're not driving this and you're not wearing this. I had a shirt to put on and I said, you know what? I have been in meetings and meetings and meetings and I have a lot going on. Y'all just gonna see me without my makeup. Yeah, girl, I didn't get my hairpiece. Somebody chimed in all the way from Libya, Nigeria. An African said, you really want a two-piece. And so sometimes you just got to be you. And I want you to learn how to be you every day because God only can deal with the authentication that he gave you. Anything other than you, any other artificial thing that you add to try to create self-worth, I want you to know if you don't get anything else this evening, you are worthy and you are worth it. The problem is we all run into people who tear us down because they're not happy with themselves, so they make you uncomfortable with yourself. So I want you to know that don't be terrified of freedom because freedom comes with making mistakes. Freedom comes with gaining better information than you have today. Freedom comes with being able to admit that I had something that I did not understand and I handled it and addressed it wrong. So let me say this. It's okay to apologize. It's okay to say you got it wrong. But you're smarter and you're better than just to keep it wrong. So I want to say to you, stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to meet the demands of everybody. Winning is great, but winning isn't everything. You cannot buy a peace of mind. You cannot get new skin. Learn to love yourself in whatever skin you're in. Learn to love your flaws and learn to love your strengths. Don't be caught up and trying to do things because it creates undue pressure. So you got a right to fail, but you also have a right to get it right. So never be ashamed to apologize. Never be ashamed to say, you know what, I didn't know that. I'll give you a quick example, and I'm going to let you roll. I was having my car wash. I always try to take it to some friends of mine who are trying to have a business. And a guy sat there one day and he says, what does the RC mean on my car? And I was like, I have no clue. What if I would have lied to him? And he Googled it and looked it up. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. He said, yeah, man, your RC means radical cool. I said, thank you. I didn't know. See, when you're open and honest, it does make you vulnerable. But when you do what's right, you always come out a winner. So I want to share this with you. You can only understand what you relate to. So what does that mean? You and I have to get out of our comfort zone. We have to be found in new places. We have to be tested. And because of fear and because of anxiety and because of undue pressure, many times we're afraid to take that leap. This is why I said earlier, terrified of freedom. It's okay because nobody has ever been perfect. So quit trying to be. Okay? Learn to laugh. And when you can laugh at yourself, it makes it even easier. So when people come at you, and this is a word that most of the generations that I talk to don't understand, is your skin is thick. Because sometimes people can dish it, but they can't take it. And I've been run over so many times that I just say I have thick skin. Because people are like, yeah, you bald-headed. I never know I'm bald-headed until it's winter and when it's cool outside. Other than that, I just focus on being me and being real and being authentic to who I am. And I encourage you, stop trying to be perfect. Stop trying to please everybody. Stop trying to fit in. You're already in. You're already in. You are free. You just don't know it. And when you can start to live and breathe in your own space. Yes, live and breathe in your own space. And then do what Jabez did. Prayed and asked the Lord, please don't let me cause pain as my territory increase. And there are going to be some times that the company you with, they've grown faster than you, and you're no longer in their circle. And there are going to be times that you grow, that the people that were with you can't go into that circle. Because when you stop your growth is when you're terrified of freedom. When you stop your growth is because you're afraid of being wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. You don't always get it right. But here's the thing. You also have another skill set of cleaning up and making up. And this comes in the Word of God and asking for forgiveness and asking for love and asking. This is where grace and mercy comes in. So you don't have to live under this pressure all the time. And there would be great days, there would be mediocre days, and there would be days that you don't know what, where, and when things are coming. And if you're already wound up and uptight, you're going to snap. And when you snap, you're going to be Humpty Dumpty. And when you fall off the wall, nobody has anything to put you back together. So I want you to start to breathe in your day. Breathe in your time. Relax in who you are. Don't try to be perfect. People ask me all the time about the broadcast and, why you're at this point and how did you get there? And I said, here's the thing. I am not the best teacher. I am not the best presenter. But every time that I come, I try to get a little bit better every time. I don't try to make leaps and bounds. I just try to increase. And I say to you, it's better to be steady than to be quick. Because if you are steady, you can make it. And when you make it, you don't have to go back. Okay? Because the greatness is inside of you. Quit trying to add something to you that doesn't exist. God gave you everything. What you've got to do is build on what He has given you. He's given you everything you need. You've got the right size. You've got the right shape. You've got the right hunger. Just work on what He's given you. And you will not be terrified of freedom. And if you stop trying to be perfect, you'll make it. That's why He says stand fast. Don't quit, because if not, something will come along and distract you. And when it distracts you, that distraction can keep you off course for 5 years, 7 years of your life. Because The fear makes you feel safe, but fear cannot grow you. Fear cannot develop you. Fear cannot sustain you. Fear cannot accomplish for you. Fear cannot defend you. Fear cannot open a door for you. Fear cannot stop the truth from coming. So free yourself. Because you have to accept that we all have made bad decisions. And sometimes bad decisions at the wrong time. Here's the thing. Move forward by making qualified and quality decisions. Well, how do I do that? The Bible talks about get wise counsel. Go to people that many times don't look and talk and live where you live. And ask them, just give me 30 minutes or 30 seconds of your time. If it was you, what would you do? And they'll tell you. But see, here's the difference. The people in your comfort zone are going to tell you what they want you to hear or sidetrack you by not telling you the truth. The people that are not in your space, they're going to give you the truth of how to make it work. And when you figure out how to make it work, they just shared knowledge with you. They didn't ask anything of you. And so sometimes people will give you bad information because they don't want to see you grow. And so they will always come at you with prejudging and a pretense of what they don't know. And so when you move forward with wise counsel and you qualify the people that you're asking. If someone's sitting in the same boat with you and you're both sinking, why would you ask them anything? My point exactly. Go to wise counsel. Here's what I want to give you, and I'm almost done. I want you to do 4 things. Check your attitude in the morning. Look at your prior behavior. Make sure you're focused and disciplined to take on the day. Okay? Now here's what I want to tell you. In order to do that, you're going to need those 4 things. Those are 4 things that God's not going to give you. You have to check your attitude in the morning. When your feet hit the floor, you need to check your attitude before. You need to look at your prior behavior so you don't repeat it. You need to make sure you're focused on what it is you need to do today. And if you're focused, your discipline will be easy. This is what I say. Take charge of your life every day. Well, what does that mean? Many of us are suffering from situation taking charge and not what we're to accomplish taking charge. So that when you look at the part of the Bible that says stand fast, it means move quickly. Sometimes it's not that a person's not worth it, but what they're saying is not worth your time. And you've got to be able to discern whether it's taking me back, holding me up, or information to move me forward. And this is why the Bible talks about shake the dust off your feet. If it can't grow you, if it can't advance you, if it can't challenge you, if it can't solidify what you're doing, then why are you listening to it? Take charge of every day. Now watch this. In everything that's about you, your body, your mind, and your spirit. Take charge. Take charge of your health. Don't use the term, well, it's just in my family. But you can be the curse breaker. Well, we've been broke and poor all of our lives. You can be the curse breaker. You can be the difference maker. And God's looking at you and God's dependent upon you. But don't think you live a life without error. We're going to make errors. Here is something I'm going to share with you. This is what I get from the other side. Many of us have prayers and many of us have dreams. I'm going to ask you a powerful question. Do you have the character for what you're asking for? Wow. Do you have the character for what you're asking for? Which means, have you positioned yourself? Because this isn't a character. This isn't a mask that you put on when you go to see other people. This is a lifestyle change. Do you have the character for what you're asking for? Because when you get there and you're God's child, you're supposed to have a light in you. Not with you, in you. You're bigger than the brand that you wear. You're bigger than the group that you're with. You're God's child. And you have to learn to walk in confidence. And sometimes struggling, and sometimes oppressors and people will cause you to doubt. I'm here to encourage you. Your greatness hasn't even begun to come forth. That's not prophecy, that's truth. Because I'm going to tell you something. God never gave up on a person that didn't give up on themselves. God never gave up on a person that didn't give up on themselves. If you don't give up on yourself, you will not be terrified of freedom. If you do not give up on yourself, you will not be afraid to fail. Now I'm going to read you a quote that someone shared with me. Now I'm going to give you this first. Negative energy is the worst energy of all. You have some people to let go so you can digest the fruits of the Spirit this month. Negative energy. You need to start putting $1 in a jar for every time that you're negative. You're going to have some money real quick. Negative energy is the worst energy of all. See, what happens is people are looking for you to pick them up when they're unwilling to pick themselves up. I'll say it again. People are looking for you to pick them up because they're unwilling to pick up themselves. Now, somebody said, well, I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense. Well, go to the gentleman that was at the pool of Bethesda. He sat there 38 years. Then he wanted to tell Jesus how long he'd been out there. Yes, here's the quote, and I'm going to let you go. Freedom is never voluntarily given. Now, that hurts. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. The great late Dr. Martin Luther King said, freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. It must be demanded by the oppressed. I want you to not be terrified of freedom in any phase of your life. If it's going back to school, if it's finishing school, if it's starting your business, if you are trying to draw something, develop something, if it's presenting something, get the confidence that you can do it. And it's okay to fail because the real smart people grow from failure. Dr. King said it this way. Freedom is never voluntarily given by the oppressor. So whoever it is, your supervisor, whoever it is, your neighbor, whoever it is, your friend, it could be your family, it could be, hate to say it, a loved one. You're going to have to demand it, but it first has to start in your character, in who you are. Not only who you are in the flesh, but who you are in God. And when you start doing that, you'll see things different. Now, I'm going to close with this. You only can understand what you relate to. You only can understand what you relate to. I'm going to challenge you to expand your worth and your knowledge. If you expand your knowledge, you'll expand your worth, and you will expand your wisdom. Don't be terrified of freedom and quit trying to be perfect because you don't live in a perfect world and you don't know a perfect person. God bless you. I will see you soon.